ఆడియోనా? అంజయ్ గారు వినిపిస్తుంది, మీకు వినిపించట్లేదా? మీకు వినిపిస్తుందండి? గెలాక్సీ సారీ ఐ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు రీకలెక్ట్.
Yes, I'm able to, sir.
ఓకే. సో అంజయ్ మీకు వినిపించట్లేదు ఆడియో? సో అంజయ్ మీ ఒక్కసారి ఈ సో ఇంకో పర్సన్స్ కి అయితే వినిపిస్తుంది. సో ఒకసారి చెక్ చేయండి ఆడియో. సో అగైన్ సో నో ఆడియో అనేసి సో ఈయన అంజయ్ అంటున్నారు. సో వన్స్ చెక్. సో మీకైతే వినిపిస్తుంది కదండి?
It's okay, sir, for me.
ఓకే. సో ఆయన ఒక్కసారి సో రీస్టార్ట్ చేయాలి సిస్టమ్ ఆయన. let's see. I mean, so again, my login. I think so most probably we just proceed further. Check. Okay. అంజయ్ మీకు వినిపిస్తుందా అండి? ఇప్పుడు వినిపిస్తుందా?
Sir, good morning, sir. I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, audible. So నా ఆడియో వినిపిస్తుంది కదా? Is it clear and loud? సో వినిపిస్తుందా మీకు? Check. If you want me again, so what shall I proceed, or shall I need to just relog in again from my end? Oh.
Okay, sir, it's clear, sir, now.
Clear, huh?
Yes, sir, it's audible, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, just moving into this class. So just we are just this class will discuss some in the advertising ethics and morals. So why we need ethics and morals? So in any advertisement, any ad that should not be infringe the particular it will not mean infringe the law, and it will not mean just affect the emotional, affect the dignity and decency of the any person. So should have certain codes so that can be followed. I mean, we have statutory bodies, so that will just from time to time that will take the complaints. I mean, just take the action. So what is the moral codes? So it should avoid the attacking the competitors unfairly. So unfairly means, I mean, just we are giving the information. So from our end, and just we are providing the information. We should not just criticize, or we should not comment on competitors' products so unfairly. So if you are comparing, if you are just giving the comparison, what is your uniqueness? If you, when you compare to with other competitive products that can pitch your voice, pitch your words, so that you can establish in your market. So give your product uniqueness. Unnecessarily don't indulge in unfairly practices that's, I mean, the other component products may be having the good qualities, but you should not project that. I mean, the particular product will not having, I mean, the same qualities that you have. So you should give should give comparison fairly. So it shall be free from being offensive to public decency. It shall be fair in its claim, such as what a product can offer and our services and performances, everything. So price reduction guarantees. So these are the can just give fairly. So what are the ethics? We moving on to this ethics. So ethics in advertising means that advertisers should do only fair advertising, meaning thereby honest advertising. It means that only true facts, no exaggerated claims made. So claims about the products, about the product, service, idea, institution should be stated in clear terms in the particular ad. So it should not be infringed. It should not be just unnecessary exaggerated claims. So responsibility of advertisements. So there should be, I mean, truth in advertising. So truth refers to the facts which can be observed and verifiable. So which can be verifiable, which can be so when we just collect the information, just we come to know that, I mean, from the other sources, other third party sources, and where we can verify the fact whether, I mean, whether the particular advertisement ad a product, particular product, so whether it is just giving the particular facts, giving a facts are just exaggerated claims. So this should be verifiable. So there should be truth in the appeal. So there should not be misrepresentation. Unless this is a deliberate attempt to tell untruth. It takes place by attributing to good qualities which the product may not possess, quoting names of the users not in existence, giving the statistics of assumptions not verified by facts. So this should not be there. So misrepresentation or just untruth. So you should not, I mean, exaggerate the product qualities which is, I mean, not there. So should be should not represent the untruth in your claim, in your advertisements. So make believe statistics. Some marketers may give such statistics as to make the readers believe that the figures are concise and precise, while actually they may not be so. So they were just here and there, just collect the data, just fabricate the statistics in a way so that can glorify the particular product, particular appeal. So as it is should be believed as a fact. So that should be fact. That should not that kind of fabrication should be avoided. Then total lies. So advertisements of products which claims marriage, example reduction of 10 kilos, weight in 8 days. So or and white hair will become black within 1 month. This sort of claims. So which will be false claiming. So it will not in practically. So any other products, any other thing, so it cannot be reduced instantly, so within a short period of time. So itself it may be lies, it may be false claims, so should be avoided. This kind of information should be avoided. So one more thing, some misuse of testimonials, advertisements in which testimonials of film stars, sports sponsors are used simply for sales promotion, while in fact the personality concern does not use the product. So generally, we are seeing them in Sachin Tendulkar or maybe many sports persons. So they are just endorsing, they are just making claims on behalf of the product that they are using this product. So from the childhood, so just this is secret of their maybe energy, their their growth. So they are just giving. They may not be using the particular product. So this kind of claims are just we are also witnessing, but should not be. There should be a disclaimer that this product is just endorsing. So verify the facts and truth of the particular product. So that's should the endorser, the star, the spokesperson should make such claims. This make it clear. So one more thing, advertising is a harmful product. So advertising which induce people to use tobacco, alcohol, such products which are harmful to health. Example, pan masala, gutka. So earlier it was almost all this kind of advertising is almost all banned. So we are not just this kind of products advertisements. We just very seldom will see this kind of advertisements. So next is vulgar test advertisements which induce or unnecessary portrayal of women in vulgar or obscene manner, thus making them objects of desire or sex, or objects are unethical. So that's kind of vulgar taste should be avoided. Next is awards and prizes. Advertisements inducing consumers to buy a brand. They are asked to send entries for a prize after purchasing a product or promoting any game of chance. So we will just in later slides we will discuss them what sort of the laws that just prohibiting and just giving precautions. How citizens should avoid this kind of claims, this kind of game of chances. So maybe some there may be particular there should be fairness. There should be transparency in such kind of claims. So we'll in later stage we'll discuss the different kind of acts which just promoting. So this is kind of acts. So last relating to the advertisement. So Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940, drugs and magical remedies are objectionable. So some sort of products which will give which will claiming that they will give immediate and instantaneous remedies to maybe knee pains, maybe reduce the weight in a short period of time, magical remedies. So that kind of should be avoided. This law prohibit such kind of claims. So another is Diagnostic Techniques Regulation Prevention of Misuse Act 1994. There is a Securities Exchange Board of India. So 1922, the price cheats and money circulation schemes banning in 1978. The cigarettes and the tobacco products, prohibition of advertisements and regulation of trade and commerce, production, supply, distribution act 2003. So next, Public Gambling Act 1867, Lotteries Regulation Act 1998, and the Price Competition 1955 acts. This kind of acts, so which just prohibiting such kind of claims in advertisements that will making the huge claims, huge false claims that if you buy, if you get better chances to get the money back. So maybe such claims are just false claims under this act. There will be a specific number is there. There's a particular statutory institution is there where you can just make a complaint about the particular advertisement, so lodge a complaint, so they will just look into this matter. They will just serve the notice to the particular advertisements. Such kind of, show cause notice, maybe actions taken by the statutory institutions. For example, so I will just at a stage we'll discuss them in how this statutory body has taken an initiative to banning the particular kind of ads which is infringing the particular law. So one more thing, there is a in advertisement. So when we talk about the morals and ethics, so untruthful and deceptive claims should not be there. So deceptiveness is defined as not only a false and misleading statement, but also as false impressions conveyed, whether intentionally or not. So it's intentionally. So sometimes it will be intentionally that the misleading claims. So that a particular product having the claiming that they will just give immediate remedies, immediate magic, so by using their products. So that's kind of claims. So maybe they may be so misleading. They may be claiming, making a false claim. So that kind of a deceptiveness should be avoided in the advertisements and appeal. So problems of untruth and fraudulent advertising exist more at local level in specific areas such as mail orders, telemarketing, other forms of direct marketing. So we are seeing so much advertisements. So maybe telemarketing people will call you and just tell you that in this kind of products, if you use this kind of product, your glow in your you just get the glow on our face. So within using 3 days or within 1 week, so we'll get the particular glow. So or maybe magic remedies to the some knee problems, maybe some kind of hemorrhoids. So that kind of false claims are we are seeing that. So if you approach the statutory bodies, they will just verify the facts and they will just issue the notice to the respective advertisers. This kind of thing is happening. So one more thing, what are the deceptive practices? So unfair and deceptive practices are there. So false promises, incomplete descriptions, another misleading comparisons. So misleading comparison. So generally, in automobile sector, in so suppose we'll talk about them in bikes or cars. Then in comparison, they will just give even when online so reviews. So they will give. They should give, justifiable as well as verifiable facts. So in order to just project their product as a better one, so they will just ignore certain facts about the opponent products. So they will just block will de-highlight the particular features. So that will, when comparing the product with their products, so the sort of misleading comparison should be avoided. So bait and switch offers. So switch offers means giving the offers so that they are not able to fulfill the thing. Next was visual distortion. Sometimes visual be distorted just using our technology, even Photoshop in visual. So we can just portray in a different way, so that can show you that particular product, using a particular product. So you will maybe getting this sort of satisfied this sort of a kind of remedy. So next, false testimonials. So they are claiming the false false testimonials and false comparisons and partial disclosures. So they are not clearly giving the precise and all facts about the particular product. So unclear and small print qualifications, laboratory applications. So this kind of deceptive practices are there. So this can be verifiable. So offensive in so what kind of practices? If we talk about the advertisements, so some sort of advertisements which has giving false claims, so offensive and in bad taste. So advertisements of women's undergarments or hemorrhoids products are found to be irritating commercials, sexual appeal, females as sex objects in a masculine products like shaving creams, undergarments. This is, there will be females have projected as objects in a particular advertisement. This kind of bad taste, this kind of offensive kind of appeal should be avoided. Next, comparison the advertising. So comparison advertising is another unethical practice of advertising besides fraudulent and deceptive advertising. So Pepsi, Coca-Cola both try to compare their brands and try to cut the features shown in their advertisements. So when comparing the both the features, so some features they will just intentionally delete and just intentionally avoid and just focus their futures as the superior one when comparing the competitive products. So next is stereotype thinking. What kind of this stereotype kind of appeal, advertising appeal. So advertising often criticized for criticism of creating and perpetuating stereotype through portrayal of women, ethnic minorities, other groups. So it involves the presenting a group of people in a pattern or a manner that lacks individuality. So assaulting them and individuality. So maybe it will be about the tribal, it will be particular culture, it will be minority group, small group. So there where they can be misrepresented in order to just focus, in order to just promote the particular product benefits. So males are generally shown as a knowledgeable, active, and aggressive. Then females, feminists are groups such as the National Organization for Women's and Sexual Assault Prevention and Awareness Center argue against such advertisements. So, they have just approached the institutional body situation, the bodies, so where they have lodged their complaints. So these groups are against this kind of appeals and ads. So when moving on to other things, so advertising and sex, so critics often accuse the advertising for portrayal of women so as a glamour props. Sex in advertising is the most controversial aspect, so which is more a social issue than the ethical issue. So next, decent portrayal of women in ad for condom is acceptable if ad copy demands, but women stimulating sex in advertisements of a suitcase, shaving foams and creams, tights, pants, shoes, etc., does not make any sense to many. So this kind of claims, this kind of appeal, this kind of presentation. So where a woman is portrayed, when the women be focused as objects in a particular ad, so that it will be, so there is presence of a particular female at a particular stage in an ad. So it's not necessary. So if you are so it will be just what they they think when presenting the tights advertisements, pens, shoes advertisements, and cream foams creams. So why women need to use them in women in particular product? So it maybe adds the glamour to the particular product, so that they associate the product with the glamour. So they will advertisement just make a claim. So just support the argument that just we adding the glamour to the product. So if female is associated with the product, so people can have the eyeballs, then they will just maybe look attractive, so that can it can be more presentable. So maybe it will more attractive. Such kind of claims, that kind of so arguments they will from advertisers end. So we'll see. We have just they make such a side of supportive arguments in the particular ads. So one more thing is improper language. So one of the major complaint against advertising is that advertising copy is too breezy, too casual, that is improper. So it is believed that advertisements have destroyed the dignity of the language. So there is a language distortion is also prevalent. So in particular advertisements, if you go and display ads in print media, so they will see them. There is no link, there is no proper language, proper presentation of the language. There is no particular order. So that their mere intention is to just give the words here and there. So in order to this capture, in order to get the eyeball, get the make see, and as well as give that particular ad should be so more attractive. So in that in order to present the ad in a more attractive way, they will not be following the language, following the dignity of them, they're distorting the language. So here and there just put the words on here and there, just make the body copy of the particular display ads. This kind of criticism also there against this sort of language, improper language. So in today's world, so on average, we are exposed to hundreds of commercial messages every day. The advertising clutter is even worrying the advertising professionals about the negative impact of proliferation of advertisements. So we have seen excessive. So after the growth of after globalization, so in previous cases that made even international multinational companies to get into the advertising scene. So they are just just we are seeing so many ads messages proliferated and just started disseminating the information, disseminating the maybe so much messages. So it may have, I mean, negative impact after particular advertisement also. So it's excessive messages that is generated from the MNCs. So one more thing. So when we talk about the, I mean, what is the, who is, I mean, controlling this? I mean, where we can just approach, how can we just lodge a complaint about, I mean, that kind of ads, which is, I mean, just we feel that's obscene, improper, just, I mean, degrading the dignity of the women. So there is a particular institution is there. It will take the complaints where we can just lodge a complaint. So advertising Standard Council of India is there. So is, I mean, a body that brings together advertiser, ad agencies, and the media, has drawn up a detailed and elaborate codes. So it will has the, I mean, instructed with the responsibility to make certain codes that should be followed. Followed. So in order to just make a fairly representation of the particular product, so to examine the complaint receipts. Also, it will examine the complaint receipts. Individual can lodge the complaint. They have just in the particular websites. If you go and see this Advertising Standard Council of India websites, where we can just some particular number is there. There we can spoke to the particular we can spoke and just will make a complaint through WhatsApp. Also, just will just leave message. They will call you and they will just get the information from you. So where we are just where we have an objection about the particular advertisement, so they will just take the complaint as well. So what are the chapters? So there is, I mean, these are the Advertising Standard Council of India has made, I mean, certain codes. So there is formulated the chapters in a chapter. So first chapter discusses with the ensure the truthfulness and honesty of representation and claims made the advertisements, and to safeguard against the misleading advertisements. So this first chapter discusses with the truthfulness, honesty of representation, claims made by advertisements, and to safeguard against the misleading advertisements. That kind of in a particular chapter. Chapter 1 discusses and elaborate the need of the honestiness, the need of the truthfulness and the honesty in while I mean representing the particular information about the particular product. So chapter 2 discusses, I mean, elaborates the to ensure the advertisements are not offensive to generally accepted standard of public decency. Advertisements shall contain nothing indecent, vulgar, repulsive to cause a grave and widespread offense. So chapter 2 elaborate and just highlight the public decency, where, I mean, public decency, vulgar language, repulsive thing. So in advertisement should not be there. So where, I mean, how these kind of things should be avoided. Next, chapter 3 discusses to safeguard against the indiscriminate use of the advertisement for promotion of products hazardous to society or individual to such a degree which is unacceptable to society at large. So society at large, some kind of, I mean, indiscriminate. So maybe comparison, maybe taking the racism, maybe taking the religious rituals, maybe ethnic minority groups. So we just should not be discriminated. So we are making our claim. We are just representing our product uniqueness. So we should not be discriminated. We should not, I mean, show any discrimination. So that kind of, I mean, discriminating kind of representation should be avoided. So that kind of thing will be discussed and elaborated in the chapter 3 of the particular Advertising Standard Council of India codes. So next thing, so crime. So this kind of, I mean, products are this kind of, I mean, crime, disorder, violence, intolerance, divides any race, caste, color, creed, nationality, adversely affect friendly relation with the foreign state. This kind of, I mean, aspects should be taken into consideration while making such claims. Next, moving on to thing. Next, 4th chapter will speak about, I mean, truthful comparison. So advertisement shall not make unjustifiable, unverifiable for use of the name, initials of any other firms, company, institutions, or take symbols of another firms in its products. While comparing, so should be comparison should be truthful. So should not take the other company's image, another company's name, initials, firms. So that should not be misrepresented. Should not be falsely. So make using their particular company's brand, so should not be make false claims, so using their brand image, the brand name. So that is, I mean, elaborated in the chapter 4 of the Advertising Standard Council of India. So next, moving on to next thing, case studies. So what are the case studies? So how have been these issues crop up? How it is resolved? So Advertising Standard Council has, I mean, upheld the complaints against, I mean, several consumer goods companies, including Hindustan Lever, so Coca-Cola India and Gillette India Limited, for ads that it agreed were in contravention of the ASCI code for self-regulation. So Gillette had to withdraw a television advertisements that said a gelatin vector plus blade last for 3 weeks. So 3 weeks it will around be 21 days. So one particular blade, it will not last. So it will making a false claim. So let us say it is, I mean, the particular ad has been supposed to withdraw. So particular is, I mean, infringing the ASCI code. So that code. So when suppose one person, somebody, I mean, just lodge a complaint. So it's Advertising Standard Council of India has verified this claim. So in practically, it's not possible that particular blade should not, I mean, last for 3 weeks. So they verified and just asked the particular company to withdraw the particular ad. Next, HUL had to withdraw an advertisement of its Lux brand of soap. The advertisement was in a cartoon format, but its content, portrayal, and audio were considered as a being for adults. The complaint alleged that the ad bombarded images of sexual nature and impressionable minds of children. So let us say it was, I mean, presented in a cartoon network. So where, I mean, where, I mean, children very frequently just view Cartoon Networks programs. So this kind of, I mean, maybe just the kind of appeal, the kind of audio that been being broadcast, being portrayed in a particular ad, like that maybe just giving, highlighting the some sort of, I mean, some sort of, I mean, appeal, some sort of, I mean, obscene thing. So that can be exposed to the children. So those who are, I mean, just viewing the only cartoon shows on a particular network, so that will be infringing, that maybe just giving some sort of, I mean, that should not be there. So this kind of thing that, I mean, withdrawn from the particular ad is, I mean, suppose asked to just withdraw. So next, I mean, Coca-Cola, which showed a Bollywood actor driving a car in a rash and negligent manner to secure his thumbs up bottle. So and had to modify the ads. So that's, I mean, thumbs up. So many claims, so many thing. We have been seeing the thumbs up ads, I mean, Pepsi, Coca-Cola ad. So which is, I mean, actually, so some, I mean, endorsing the even popular film stars. So they were just, I mean, in a thrive, in a, I mean, rash, they will just approach the peak of the hill, so to get the bottle of the thumbs up bottle. So that's kind of so there when started there's a disclaimer. So the particular act is performed under the experts supervision. So this kind of act should not be performed by without advice of the without the expert supervision. So there will be disclaimer. So just we can see, we can just identify that kind of products, that kind of advertisements are broadcasters. There you can find out disclaimer. So this kind of actions performed under the supervision of the experts, so should not be practiced at individual level. So this kind of disclaimer is really highlighted under the ad. So this kind of the thing. So later stage it will develop. So next, I mean, how where we can just make a complaint, where we can lodge a complaint. There is a website. So in Advertising Standard Council of India, so there we can just lodge a complaints. This sort of thing. So Ministry of Ayush has given the instructions. So what should be made in advertisements in appeal. So claim. So here, I mean, just it's not visible. So I make a different color so that can give you. So maybe. Just Yeah, Ministry of Ayush order on 19 on COVID-19 on April 15, 2005 is given the advisory. So again, MIB Ministry of Information Broadcasting giving the advertisements online gaming December 2020. So advisories, these are the kind of advice Ministry of Ayush order on COVID-19 April 20. So Maharashtra government COVID regulations given the suggestions. So these are the things you can find out there. So what are the so what kind of false information, false kind of fake information should not be presented in advertisements. So Ministry of Defense advisory and usage of army uniforms in the advertisements. So they are clearly mentioned. So they should not use the army uniforms in advertisements. So what extent they can be used to. So even Ministry of Information advisory for ASCA for a scholar against the objectionable as to be carried by all TV channels. So next, Ayush new drugs and cosmetics. So amendment regulation 2018 also is given some suggestions. Food safety and standard council. So claims and regulation 2018. Again, Ministry of Ayush advisory to ASU and H drugs manufacturers. So this kind of things advisories. So it's all mentioned in a particular website that you can just go and see. So I just make a comparison that how so these advisories. I mean how these directions are given. So just directions given. So misuse of a particular maybe army clothes, maybe army kind of thing. MIB issued advisory to ensure strict compliance of the provisions of the DMR Act 1954 and DC Act 1940 while telecasting ads on TV channels. So again, indulging in telecasting the ads which are masqueraded as a news item. So MIB issues advisory against the improper use of the emblems and names. So emblems, so actually emblems are used only for the government of India purpose, maybe state governments. So the other products should not be suggested to use the emblems or names of the government organizations. Ministry of Ayush Advisory and Ayurvedic Products Manufacturer Association also given such an issue. So warning issued by the Central Council of Indian Medicine to all state medical councils. So when the guidelines are there, there is if you click on the particular thing, you can just see enormous guidelines. Next, UGC cautions our children are misleading advertisements. So UGC also some private universities are deemed to be and believed to be university. So they are giving a false claim that say UGC recognized university or maybe recognized college, maybe recognized institution. So that can they have got them in NAC accreditation. So top 5-star accreditation. This kind of false claims should be that kind of advertisement should go through. So to verify the UGC website. So in order to just I mean here also they given them in suggestions. So what kind of a misleading advertisements are they? So how to maybe the students should follow the guidelines. So how to verify, where to verify. So next is the announcement by the PIB regarding the consumer affairs type the ASCI Department of Transport and UP's expectation for advertising. This also Department of Transport UP's Uttar Pradesh government has given guidelines. Next, guidelines on display of advertisements on public service vehicles. So MIB also given the advisory to the TV channels violating the codes. So what are the codes? Program codes or that sort of things, or just advertised on the particular website. Just if you go through these advisories on a particular on a Advertising Standard Council of India, there we can just find so many. And so this is few snippets I have just here given. So sure, few things so that from time to time, so it will just update it. It will give the guidelines. So where how these instruction, these guidelines have been put forward. Just made updated, made available on a particular on website, so the people can just verify. So what's kind of a claim? So how to just lodge their complaint as well as. So there is a particular so number is also there. So here I'm just not disclosing the particular name. So there itself we can just find it on a website as well. Next, research and evaluation and advertising. So why advertising? Whatever the advertisement, whatever the they're deliberately, maybe intentionally, maybe to disseminate the information. So why they need to evaluate? Why need to the particular campaign, particular advertisement should be evaluated, maybe get into the research. So what is the need? So advertisers pay money for the advertising agencies for their services and space broad. They want these services to have higher reach, impact on the target audience, so consumers. The message and the media are to fit the audience profile, and advertisers are concerned about their money, what they pay. So evaluating advertisements effectiveness is a sure way to track and estimate the return on investment. So how the particular campaign, how the particular ad, how the particular print ad, maybe electronic ad, so how it is effectively reaching, how it is making generating a sales. So how, I mean, it will register in people's mind, so they will not, they can easily be able to recall and make a purchase, make a decision, take a action on a particular after receiving, seeing after receiving the particular kind of message. So this kind of thing, so they are just sorry this kind of so effectiveness of the particular ad should be measured. So there are the different kind of thing, measures that will be tested. So why measures advertising effectiveness, why we need to measure, need to measure the effectiveness. So advertising effectiveness, according to Levy 1986 is given, it is of course what the consumer actually interprets, not necessarily intended message. That is the correlate of any attitude or behavioral change which may occur as a result of the advertisement. So basically, so dogma, we have in the previous class we had discussed about the dogma. So awareness, awareness, attention, again convention, convincing, or later stage it will action. So this kind of thing. So so whether, I mean, the particular effect, particular ad, so that kind of effect, that kind of, I mean, influence on a part individual, so that can the end target of the advertisement will be reached. So whether it is, I mean, generating sales or not, so how effectively it is working out. So that kind of a measurement will be necessary to measure how effective the particular ad is there. So next we'll just discuss about the measuring advertisement effectiveness. So these are the few how these, I mean, test and pre-test are there. So communication effects on while measuring the effectiveness of the advertisements. So communication effects, so pre-test is there, copy testing is there, concept pre-testing is there, consumer testing is there, laboratory research drive is there. So these are the pre-test tests. So before launching the particular advertisement, particular campaign, so they will just expose to the copy test. So copy test means the content of the particular copy. So whether it is, I mean, attractive, it will be catchy, it will be impressive, it will be convincing. So so that copy will be tested. So it will be to a particular sample, particular people, that particular, suppose they are, I mean, the target audience is youth. So they will just select the particular college students. They will ask to assemble at a particular room. So they will just ask, they will just distribute the copy test. They will just note it down. They will ask the inquire. So how this, I mean, copy text is, I mean, how is impressive. So do you think that the particular text is, I mean, convincing you, that will be impressing you? So they will get the feedback from the students. So that can be tested itself. So if it is, I mean, fine, I mean, it will be found that it is more impressive, more convincing. So then it will just go ahead with the thing. So next is the concept pre-testing. Concept pre-testing, they be selecting the concept based. Something maybe particular selecting the theme. So they may be interaction. They may be they be, I mean, testing at the particular stage. Kind of thing will be pre-tested. Next is the consumer techniques. So consumer techniques basically, so they may be, I mean, those who are just the regularly coming at the particular supermarket. So they will get the feedback. So they will be asked to just fill the feedback form. So there may be the representatives or maybe enumerators will be there. So they will just note it down the preferences as well as, I mean, taste of the individual, taste of the consumer. So they will just get the feedback on their product and as well as the other competitive products features. So they will get the thing. So another thing, the laboratory research. Laboratory research is, the kind of things. So what in laboratory, so the experimentation will be done. So the kind of here the content it's not content. It's, content of the product. So manufacturing, maybe it's a chemical so mixer, maybe test how it will be. Effective. How maybe it will be. It will not. Infringing, or it may not be harming the people's target to the thing that will be tested. So next is the post test. So after the pre-test is over, so next they will conduct the post test. Post test means after delivering the technique, after they are just launching the campaign, after giving the broadcasting the message, displaying the ads and in print media. So they will post test after this thing. So they will recall test, recognition test, test leadership, brand perception test. So these are the tests. So recall test, whether the particular message, particular jingle, particular slogan, so it will be attractive. It will be people able to register in their minds, and they can able to recall the message. So these are the test posters will be directed. Next in the communication effects, we have seen the pre-test and post-test. Next, in sales effects, there will be pre-test, so inquiry test, split term test, and sales test. This will be pre-test inquiry. So what are the competitive? So what are the products that are available in the competition? So inquiry in the market. So that will be conducted in the pre-test stage. Next, post-test is the historical sales, experimental test. So comparison how sales increase after the launching of the particular idea, particular concept, particular ad. So how historical. So previous they will get the historical opportunity, how the growth of the gradual growth of the gradual sales of the particular product. So they will compare with the previous year, last previous years, 10 years. So they will collect the information, so that they can just analyze the thing. So how the thing so enormously has given a growth to the particular sales. So these are the things. These are the tests. So communication effects and sales effects that will analyze and just use the measurements to analyze the prevalence of the effectiveness, as well as increased growth of the sales in the particular segment. So next is the measurement. So consumer or audience of the advertisements, potential purchasers of the products or services. So next is the advertisements in a traditional sense can influence the consumer behavior. Click-through rates of the banner advertisements on the web can be used to measure its effectiveness. Suppose we can see, suppose we'll talk about the news articles. Suppose you can see on a website Enado or maybe Andhra Jyoti, Sakshi. So you can the right side you will see that most read news articles, most read news items. So those who have been already studied, they will get the analytics, they will get the statistics. This kind of articles, this kind of in news information will be most readable ones, and it will be most of the people has already just go through this particular news item. So this number of people has already just click on the particular news item. So they have just gone through this news items. So they will just from the right side, they will give a particular column. In the particular column, they will mention that most are read news items. So that kind of analysis, that kind of information, so can be measured. So what kind of that kind of maybe it will be. So suppose for example, just a banner advertisement. So where if it is attractive, it will be making a claim. So that will is impressive. That will be attracting the person who maybe have the little desire. It will have the little interest to just having thinking about the purchasing a particular product, kind of product. They will definitely click on the banner. So they will visit the website, and they will, if it is interesting, the future is interesting, they can able to just go for the purchase. So this kind of the measurement scale is there, measurement available, so that can identify the growth, and as well as the sales of the particular product. So next product, sorry. Is given. So next is the product and service represents the motivation of the advertisements. Medium is the career of the advertising message. Environment includes the factors around the medium that can affect the advertisement. So medium is also which medium is more attractive, more reaching. So products represent the motivation. So whether service or whether motivating or not, that can be measured. Next is sample. What kind of samples? So sample is depends upon our target audience. Will select the population. Will select the research methods. So which method is appropriate? Which research method can be employed to get the internet is get the results so accurately. There should be credibility, there should be validity of the research methods. So approach the kind of research the methods that is should be and scientifically that can be analyzed. So we have earlier in your earlier paper in your earlier semester you have maybe come through the research methodologies, different research methodologies. Have particular procedure approach to collect the information. So after collected the information, you can just scientifically make the analysis, so that can have the credibility and it will have the validity of the particular using the particular research methods. That's kind of employed in this advertising also. So next we're moving on to the pre-testing methods. So pre-testing is the testing the advertisements before running it is so that the likelihood of preparing the most effective ads by allowing an aperture to detect and eliminate weakness and flaws. So in the initial stage itself, if it is anything, particular message, particular content just misleading, they may be just weakness. They cannot be able to register. They cannot be able to attract or just impress the. You should not have the catchy one. It should not generate the eyeball. So they in pre-testing itself, they can identify. They will just replace or just or otherwise it will be modified. So this is the in pre-testing. So it will be a creative strategy stage and a layout stage and a pre-production stage and post-production stage. These are the pre-testing methods popularly followed. So in advertising, meant creative strategy stage and the layout stage. So creative strategy stage itself, and how creative ideas, concepts are evolved. So how it is attractive, how it's impressive, how it's reaching, how people can be so able to register in their minds and able to recall the popular jingles, popular slogans. It will be the boost is the secret of my energy. Rasna is I love you, Rasna. This kind of thing. I'm a compliant by kind of thing. So this kind of the thing that will able to generate, that will able to keep in mind people's mind, maybe children's mind. So they may not be actual buyers. They will just influence their parents to. They just insist their parents to make a purchase about the product. So this kind of the registration in the mind, how this particular message generated, formulated, that can be able to have the influence, can impact on children's mind, so that people can just register and just recall the particular message, so that they will be converted into sales. So that kind of thing, initial stage as well measure the effectiveness, the creative ideas and concepts and strategy. So next, layout stage. Layout stage, basically it's a bit maybe a picturization in the sense of visualization, in the visual presentation. If it is a print, it will be a poster, it will be a brochure, it will be a leaflet. So layout is play a crucial role. So layout should be more attractive. So you may use circular layout, maybe vertical layout, horizontal layout, so semicircular layout. So these so many layouts are there. So many popular available layouts are there. So they can just apply the particular layout in order to make the content, make the appeal so impressive. So the layout sometimes will be more impressive itself. So layouts make people to view. So what is this kind of things? How it is something different given the layout? So let's see, and what is what is written in the what is the message is conveying the particular layout. So that kind of interest generating layout gives more attractive presentation. That kind of thing will be tested in the initial stage itself, the pre-testing stage itself. Next up, pre-production stage. Pre-production stage, while we just we have seen the pre-production stage in television as well as in the pre-production stage itself. We are talking about the creative strategy, layout, and the pre-production stage. Pre-production stage, some sort of elements. So we need to, suppose we are using the elements in a particular visual presentation. So we are utilizing the properties and props in a particular ads. So there may be elements, such kind of elements are needed or necessary. So that can it will boost up the, it will just boost up the moral, boost up the stage, illuminate or just ignite the interest. That kind of elements, that kind of aspects will be tested in the pre-production stage, as well as after finalizing the shooting and finalizing the product and printing the brochure and leaflet and ad. So maybe after making the particular visual ads, or that can be in a post-production also, after delivering after also. So how it's reached, so how it will make an impact, how it will influence the target audience, that will be that can be tested at a larger sense, at larger level. So next, pre-testing methods, so concept testing and copy testing is there. We'll just discuss the thing. So concept testing and copy testing is there. How the body text of the particular ad, the display ads, maybe print ad, it may be television ads, maybe radio, audio kind of copy. So this can be tested in the initial stage, pre-testing stage also. Concept testing, the concept testing. So focus group discussion will be there. So focus group discussion means they will select the particular target audience. They will just invite at a particular place. They will distribute that. They will just discuss the deliver the message. They will just get the feedback itself. How this effective, how it will be influencing, how it will be attracting, how it will be influencing them. So they will just get the feedback from the targeted group through the group discussions. They will just evaluate, they will analyze how effective the particular thing. So one more thing is a one-on-one interview. So they will just talk to the prospective, maybe target audiences, target viewers. So they will take the one-to-one interview. So even if you suppose liquor kind of thing, so brandy, whiskey, so there are so many brands. Giving the one example, they will, the representative just will carry all sort of liquor bottles. So they will just give the individual to taste taste the particular brand. So they will ask him, so how it's flavor, how it's taste, how it's color, how it's mixture, how it's brand. Everything we will get the information after just giving the particular one pig. So we will ask him to just elaborate the what kind of things, what kind of thoughts after having that particular pig. So we will just note it down the feedback. So like the one-to-one interview kind of thing, that they evaluate the thing, that kind of message. So in the sense of the concept, so they will just evaluate the message. They talk to the person. So how is the message? How is the concept is working out? So how, where is the flaws will be there? How weaknesses are there? That kind of thing be identified and through one-to-one interview. So next, telephone interview, they will just randomly select the prospective or maybe potential customers. So they will talk to the person through a telephone to get the just ask them to. So they will just convey the message, and they will ask them to react. So how this message will be, how this particular concept will be, how it's attractive, whether it is attractive to him or not. So the kind of telephone interview will be connected. So laboratory observation, they will be just the particular message will be delivered to the particular prospective, maybe potential viewers, potential target audience. So they will just deliver the message. After delivering the, after exposing the particular message to the particular audience, so on a particular stage, they will assemble. They will just gather the information. Otherwise, they will just go to the particular area. They will just disseminate the information, disseminate the concept. They will just make observation how their people are discussing, how their people talking about the concepts of the particular message delivered, particular message intended. So they will just note down the kind of things. They will note down and just evaluate the particular message. So this is the total overall the thing. So how this message and how the pre-testing and post-testing measurements are be utilized, sampling collections, or how they will be made appropriate sample appropriate procedure things. So if you have overall, if you have any doubts, so in this one, so we'll discuss in this one. If you have overall doubts in advertising paper, we'll just hear itself here, just try to clarify. So in this, so maybe you may be having the last week of this month, you may be having the examination. So before proceeding, so this may be the last class. So far we have I think I believe I have covered so all units till now. So if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, you can just make a clarification here itself. You can open to questions.
Okay, thank you, sir. No
Okay,
questions, sir.
right. Thank you, Jagar. Right, thank you. Shall I just leave the session, or do I need to just have this session? Okay, so just, I mean, since I mean there are no questions, so just I will wind up this session. Thank you for attending.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.